think of it, you were the architect in the production of the Constitution, which expunged the traditional rulers from the Constitution. So, if your child is in a school and his name is not in the register, he is not in that school. So basically, we should, the definition of the traditional ruler should be put back in the Constitution to start with. Otherwise, we are non-entities, and we're completely disabled, disarmed, and we're not in the protocol list. Even in the churches, when they pray, they forget to pray for the traditional ruler. They pray for everybody else. You know, it's so basic. It's embarrassing. I mean, the Russians, the Tsars were killed, the French Revolution killed all the noblemen, you know, and here with the stroke of the pen, we were just being removed from the Constitution. Since 1999, the Constitution has been amended by the politicians as they go along. And it's not that we've been quiet, we've been asking for our names to be put there. Don't give us any function. Just let us be acknowledged as existing. And that will bring back our respect. You get to the stage where, in the creeks and in other places where people go there and do all the things to make more money. Of course, he who pays the piper calls the tune. So we have that basic thing. It's not, morally, we are people who have made our marks in our various fields of endeavor. So we can still stand there without losing face and try to do what we can do. And we're doing our best. Here again, we need to have this thing done so that at least the traditional rulers are defined in the Constitution. They can be told to be an advisory role of a specific or general nature, it doesn't matter. But something, a small clause should be done as soon as possible, please.
You made very valid comments, which are supposed to be our values as human beings, because we did not create ourselves. God created us. And when God was creating us, he did not ask us, where do you want me to bring you into the world? We just found ourselves in various places. Maybe I would have been somebody on the high seas, who knows? But I found myself here today from the northern part, from a Fulani stock, and as a Muslim. So we do not ask God to bring us into the world. So what we need to do is like what Mike really said, is for us to really see who we are and work for humanity, because we're individuals first, yes, but we have to close ranks, work for humanity. And while working for humanity, you have to respect your own religion. And when you respect your religion, definitely you find things going right for you. Christianity and Islam are two major religions we have in this country, and we all know that we have Narek, in which we meet from time to time to discuss. So the only point I want to add to this one is, when Mike made some comments, I was shaking my head in agreement with him, and also when former Minister Hong also made comments, I was also agree with him. They happen to be from the same part of the country, from northeast, from Adamawa, where they grew up, sort of. I grew up in a family where an Igbo man was the closest person to my father. An Igbo man called Mamandeke was closest person to my father, and he was entering any part of the palace, into the women's haram and everything. An old man, he died in the palace at 112 years. His grave is right behind my room there in the palace. That's the area, that's the time when we never differentiate between Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, and whatever. We see you first as human being, and if you decide to follow any religion, it's your own problem. And we as leaders, we have to know that we are going to account for this leadership God gave us. If we don't do so here, when we do meet God Almighty on the D-Day, he's going to ask us. So please, let's put aside sentiments. let's look at the various problems Nigeria is facing. Let's look at being your brother's keeper. Because the two major religions all preach to us, ordered us to be your brother's keeper.